Hi, my name is Taylor McDill, and I'm one of the counselors that works for Parkland College. Today, I'm going to talk to you about our adult basic education and get you started on your intake process. Should take about 15 minutes of time and hopefully answer any questions that you may have about what our program entails and get you started on the first step to your education journey. So, without anything further, we're going to jump right into the presentation and get things going for you. All right, so an overview of adult basic education. Is adult basic education for you? Here are some questions you can ask yourself. Are you wanting to better your future? Do you regret not completing your education? Were there barriers in the past that kept you from completing your education? Do you have a career goal in mind, but you're unsure of the requirements? Do you require extra supports in order to be successful? If you answered yes to any of these questions, adult basic education may be for you. So, what is adult basic education? It's a supportive learning environment for adult learners to complete their grade 10 or 12 education. We as well offer upgrading options prior to post-secondary, and it's a group of individuals all working towards the common goal of bettering themselves and their future. What we offer to our students. Parkland College offers familiar faces and a friendly atmosphere. We have small class sizes that are directly taught. As well as those directly taught classes, we've built in technological aids, meaning you're going to become familiar with communication via computer, different sources of technology in the program. It's an inclusive environment with staff that truly care. We've built informative opportunities and skill building workshops. We as well have a supportive counseling team that has the ability to connect you with outside resources. So here are some pictures from past students and some activities we've had in other years. As well, I've included in for you some actual comments from past students. They've said, instructors are encouraging and listen. Your opinions are heard and not judged. That students have learned a lot while being here and they felt themselves evolve with every class. As well, it's been very beneficial to them. They felt comfortable and they sent out a thank you to both the staff and the students. So the intake process is 3 steps. You're actually in step 1 right now. So it's an intake and information session with some career explorations. There is an academic assessment and an informal interview. So about this information session, we're going to continue on with the general information about the program and what it offers. I'm going to speak about Adult 10, Adult 12, and upgrading options. We will go through expectations of the program, address the program cost, talk about provincial training allowance, and hopefully answer any other questions that you may have. So, career explorations and goal setting. We encourage every applicant, before they come into this information session or into the program, to have an education goal in mind. So as you continue on your education journey, we're going to explore personal and career goals with you on an individual basis. And we do find that students who have goals in mind are likely to be more successful than those who do not. So the academic test. An academic test is a requirement prior to coming in the program. It allows for an assessment of academic ability and it aids in class placement. The test is given on an individual basis. Also, please be aware that there is a writing sample which will need to be completed, and this test is all done online. As well, part of your intake is a personal interview. So this interview is scheduled one-to-one with a counselor. It's an opportunity for us to get to know you a little bit better, you to know us a little bit better, and answer and address any questions or concerns that you may have. All the information that we've collected through the intake process will be reviewed with you as well at this point. Then acceptance into the program. So in order to be accepted into the program, you must follow through and complete all 3 of the intake steps. If you miss a step, you must make alternate arrangements to have it completed. And you must be aware that missing a step may result in delay of your entrance into the program. Once all 3 steps are completed, your acceptance will be decided upon. And if you are successful in being accepted into the program, a letter will be mailed to you. So once you get this letter, there is very important information in it, such as start dates and other things for you to be aware of. So please do not lose that letter. Now speaking to the requirements for the Adult 10 program. The Adult 10 program has 5 classes which are mandatory to complete. These are Math 10, Communications 10, Science 10, Social Studies 10, and LifeWorks 10. Some prior classes from high school may be acceptable, and some modified classes may be accepted as well. We can definitely discuss this once we've reviewed your personal transcripts. English Prep and Math Prep are two classes that students who have not yet acquired a grade 11 math or English in the high school system may be required to take. These classes bridge you between the grade 10 and grade 12 program because there's quite a difference in the curriculum. So it just helps to prepare you for what you have next to come in your education journey. Jumping to our grade 12 program, there are 7 requirements which students must complete. These are English A30, which is Canadian authors and Canadian literature, English B30, which is international authors and international literature, 1 social science, 1 math at either a 20 or 30 level, 1 science at a 20 or 30 level, and 2 electives. Some electives that we offer are psychology, life transitions, financial literature, arts education. It just depends what semester we're in for what electives are being offered, as well as the grade 10 class program. Some high school classes are transferable as well as modified classes. And again, it all goes off of your personal previous transcripts. So now we're going to jump to GED Acceptance. A successful completion of all 5 modules of a GED may give you direct entrance into the grade 12 program. In order for this to occur, we must obtain proof of your transcripts from your GED modules. As well, it should be noted that GED meets the requirements for some post-secondary programs. However, others may require a full grade 12, so we can discuss this with you if you're in this situation. So the program costs and fees, there is a $40 non-refundable student fee for the program. This must be paid prior to applying for provincial training allowance. It can be paid by cash, debit, and all major forms of credit card. Once you have paid your student fee, please keep the receipt just for your own records and in case by some chance it comes up that we may need it. As well, please be aware that international student fees will differ from those of domestic students. Now we're going to speak to diagnosed disabilities. If you have a diagnosed disability, such as a permanent disability, learning disability, or you received any extra support when you were in school, it is important for you to disclose this during your personal interview. All the information you disclose is kept confidential and we only share it at your discretion. If you require supports or accommodations, a referral will be done to our learner support team. As well, why we stress the importance of this is if by any chance you do need any form of accommodations, we really like to get it in place for you as it does help to be successful in your education journey. So, counseling services. Parkland College has full-time counselors available for students to access as they need. We offer supports in the areas of academic counseling, career counseling and support, assessment services such as career and employability skills. We go over interview techniques and resume preparation, financial options, mental health support, and including referrals to external agencies, as well as referrals to accessibility services. I'm one of the counselors on staff. You can see our offices have bright pictures. They're very comfortable. So we pride ourselves on ensuring that we do everything we can to support our students in their education journey. So you as a student, what you're responsible for, you are responsible for housing, so obtaining a safe and secure place to go and rest on your downtime in your education journey. You are responsible for transportation to and from school every day. This doesn't mean you need to have a license and a vehicle, just as long as you walk, bike, carpool, it doesn't matter. Just be here, ready to go each day. If you are a parent, you are required to set up childcare for your children and have that in place. You are required to obtain and secure funds while studying. So if you are requiring provincial training allowance, as a learner, it's your responsibility to let us know so that we can help you get that application done so you can get funds. As well, attendance is a student responsibility. So now we're going to jump right into the attendance policy. Students must agree to and follow the 90% attendance policy. All absences are recorded and should be communicated. If you know beforehand you need to miss a day, please make us aware of that. If your attendance falls below 90%, you can be discontinued from the program, which would result in you having to wait one full academic year to be readmitted again. If circumstances arise and you cannot complete your program, it is important to discuss this with your counselor. As well, please be aware that progress and attendance go hand in hand. And lastly, it might not seem like you've missed any days, but those absences, they really do add up quickly. I'm going to speak briefly about provincial training allowance. So the eligibility for the amount that you will receive is based on your personal financial need. You may be required to provide verification of your income and expenses to provincial training allowance. Your attendance is monitored by the college and it can be audited by the provincial training allowance office. The maximum time that you can be on provincial training allowance is 36 months. You must be a full-time student to qualify for the provincial training allowance, meaning you must be taking 3 classes and 1 work period to qualify. You cannot have completed your grade 12 in order to be eligible for funding, meaning if you're an upgrading student, this is not available to you. There's no funding over the summer break, and your PTA may be put on hold if your attendance falls below the policy. It was really quick. It's a brief intro to provincial training allowance. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out. So our semester schedule. We start this year in the fall time, September 15th, and we will go until the middle of January. Semester 2, this isn't written correctly here. It goes January until June. Grad will be in the spring of 2021, and we will have a break from part of June, July, and August. So to further in with your intakes, for any other information or contacts that you might need to know, mine is up top there, Taylor McDill. I am, again, one of the counselors out of our Yorkton campus. Stacey Mencken works partially out of Yorkton and does our Melville campus. Rachel Martiniuk works in Kamsack. Gail Starr out of Fort Capella, and Crystal Aristad is the manager of all of our learner services. So thank you again for taking part in this intake video, and thank you again for considering us for your education journey. Before you log off though, a few things that you really need to make note of being listed on our website. There are 2 other links now that you will be required to complete to continue on with this intake process. There is one form that's an authorization for the release of your transcripts. We need this completed so that we can access your transcripts to know where to place you into classes, as well as there is an application form where we're going to collect your basic contact information. What you need to do is click on both of those links, download them, and then fill in everything. You will be required to fill in every part of that form. If by chance something isn't relevant to you on that form, please put NA so we know it's not applicable and we know you didn't just miss that question. Once you've filled out the form, please save it and email it back to the relevant contact of who you will be needing to be in touch with for each campus. For any other questions, feel free to email or phone, and thank you again for considering us for your education journey, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.